Fear is something that I'm sure we all experience from time to time. And I strongly believe that it's really important not to let our fears work against us, but to work with them creatively, to use them as an opportunity to grow, instead of letting them control us. Each video in this series is going to be dedicated to one particular fear that we probably have all had to deal with at some point in our lives. I will work with common fears like the fear of death, or the unknown, or the fear of public speaking, etc. In this particular video, I'm going to address the one that's been bugging me lately, the fear of rejection. With the help of my cards, we are going to meditate on this problem, and I will try to find a way to transcend this fear. The fear of rejection is a big one. It is the main driving force behind most of everything humans do or not do, because we are social beings. We desire to be accepted and loved, and rejection happens all the time, and it's sometimes very difficult to handle. I'm sure that we have all been in a position where we were rejected, and the fear that it's going to happen again is sometimes very strong in some individuals, so that it makes life really difficult for some. I have been struggling with this fear for a long time now. I feel like it's crippling me. So I've decided to help myself and help others with the help of one card that is going to make everything clear for us. Now, rejection, I think, is very natural. Rejection happens all the time, simply because you just cannot accept everything and everyone all the time. I'm sure you have rejected and have been rejected. It happens very often. And still, it makes us feel uncomfortable. So I'm wondering if there is a way to make this fear of rejection disappear or work for us, instead of making our lives bad. So, with this one card, I will try to see what we can do to work on this fear. And so this card is the Four of Pentacles reversed. I think the Four of Pentacles is a card about attachment, being attached to things. that are really not that important in the grand scheme of things. It's very physical, a very materialistic card. And I find it really strange that it has come up in this setting. Well, the fact that it's reversed is telling me that we have to try and let this control, this sense of possession out of our hands. We need to let go of ourselves in a way. And in many ways, the Four of Pentacles to me symbolizes the ego and all that comes with it. All the pain, all the suffering, and all the useless desires and fears. So to me it seems like the fear of rejection really is an egotistic fear. It's the fear that we are not going to be perceived the way our ego finds it desirable or appropriate, which is really an irrational desire. We cannot dictate how others feel about us. We cannot really influence the way they are going to see us. Of course, you can do your best to, be nice to others and to give a good impression, but in the end, it's in their head, their image of you. So the way you are perceived is really not your business. And so my feeling is that if you want to get rid of this fear of rejection, if you are like me and you have this fear and it makes your life complicated, then it's time for you to maybe contemplate the nature of your own ego. Maybe you think you are a humble, selfless person, someone who's weak, and someone who's not very egotistic, but in fact, if you are suffering from this particular fear, it can mean that you are kind of caught up in your own ego, so you are you're very self-centered, and it's time to let go of that. And a good way to start is probably by giving to others, because the Four of Pentacles is really about collecting things or stocking things. So you, out of a fear of disappearing or becoming weak or powerless, you start to accumulate things and you start to surround yourself with stuff that you don't need. And it could be something physical, or it could be something more on the side of spirituality, or things in your personality, things that are useless and you need to let go of. So I believe that it's a good place to start to look at these things and to throw them away or give them to others who need it more, whatever it may be.